I am honored to serve as chair of the board of directors, following in the footsteps of industry leaders like my friend Frank Mancuso, who's here, who has big shoes to fill. Thank you, Frank. You got me started. And of course, having a partner in Jeffrey Katzenberg and a mentor in this organization, a chairman of the MPTF Foundation, as you just heard, who's kept this place healthy for so many years with his tireless fundraising. And we owe a special acknowledgement to Bob Beecher, who's the CEO of the MPTF. 7 years ago, yes, indeed, 7 years ago, Bob came in at a difficult time, and along with a very dedicated staff, has created a future for this organization that offers unlimited potential if we all join together. And there's also special thanks to Ken Scher, who is the CEO of the foundation. He's responsible for all our charitable events and most responsible for tonight's celebration. And so many others have contributed so much of their time and energy, for which we're enormously grateful. And with their and your continued support, we'll keep providing and expanding its valuable services. For me, tonight provides a fond memory of my first active involvement with the MPTF. I mean, I'd heard about it from my earliest days in the industry, and Jeffrey told me about it many times. And like many of us, I had a general idea of what it does. But I became committed and devoted to it after a revelation here 15 years ago, almost to the day. I attended the 80th anniversary, a night just like this, not as much fun and not as entertaining, but it was a beautiful night, at which MPTF dedicated the Ray Stark Villas. And we were introduced to the first official resident of the villas, a frail but very articulate and impressive woman who spoke from her wheelchair and recounted her career in network television. She said, "You know, I was the first female executive at CBS. She started in Playhouse 90 and worked her way up, eventually working with John Frankenheimer, the acclaimed director. She said, John insisted on having me as his casting director and eventually as his producer as well. I remember how she spoke humbly but with pride about her accomplishments in the early TV industry, and she said, you know, I was the first female VP at a time when that title really meant something. And she then recounted that there was a regime change. She said, you know, they changed the bosses, and I understood how the business worked. They had their own ideas, they wanted their own people, they wanted change. So I was not surprised when I was asked to go. I just didn't expect that I would live this long. And it was the dignity with which she accepted that reality and thanked everyone for helping to provide her comfort and safety that touched my heart. And her words provided the true revelation for me and the impetus for my deep involvement ever since. You know, Ethel's gracious acceptance of the nature of our business provided me with a clear insight into why we need to do more to take care of our own. I mean, each industry has its challenges. Workers everywhere face changes and needs, but the nature of our business is unique in how it favors youth and current fashion, players who are in and those who are trending. It's unpredictable, whether you're the actor who's fallen from favor or the grip waiting for the next show to start, or any of the many people waiting for the script to come in, for the money to be there for the movie, or for the series to be picked up or renewed. In the meantime, there's a mortgage, a car, a school payment, and food to be bought. And then even in spite of success, like Ethel, there are times when resources have been depleted and health and care needs arise. And what touched me so deeply that night was Ethel acknowledging to the gathered crowd that she'd never thought she'd be in a position to need help at this time in her life, and expressed with no self-pity or regret her gratitude to be part of this industry family that supported her when she most needed it. Ethel was stoic and dry-eyed. I was in blubbering tears. I left that night deeply committed to getting involved, and I hope some of you who may have been unaware coming in tonight of all that the MPF does are leaving with that same feeling. Those of us who have worked and thrived in our industry owe a special duty to give back to our comrades in need. So please get involved in any way you can. As you've heard, this residential and healthcare facility is only a small part of what the fund does, providing in-home care, financial assistance, many other needs for over 100,000 members of our community. The future is exciting, but the needs are great. And while we've been extremely successful fundraising in recent years, many of the large gifts are made over time or by legacy. So we still depend on everyone making annual gifts, large and small, because our current needs are critical to maintain the fund's operation. Our thanks to my friend George for hosting and always being there for MPTF when we need him the most, and to all the gifted performers, the incredibly gifted performers and cast members for giving their time and talent tonight. A special thanks to Richard J. Alexander and Jay Landers for producing this incredible evening. We're not done yet, though. And Greg Stills for the physical production of tonight, and to the many vendors who gave so generously in the name of the cause, and to all of you who gave so generously in the spirit of taking care of our own. And onwards to the 100th, and see you then. Thank you very much.